My name's Tony Platt. I'm a music producer and recording engineer. I came into the industry quite a few years ago, 40 odd years ago. I started as a T-boy and then became a tape operator or assistant engineer and worked my way up to engineer and eventually as producer. I've actually been freelance for the last 40 out of the 45 years I've been in the industry. So, that's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, as you might imagine. I think that there is only the option of being a freelancer these days in the music industry, because, it isn't an industry where there are going to be that many employers and that many jobs around. I find it affords a lot of freedom being freelance. Obviously, there are stresses that are attached to that. You're not getting a regular salary every month. But I've sort of become used to it now. And, I know that there's a lot spoken about entrepreneurship and all of those sort of things. But one of the wonderful things about the job that I do is it sort of sits astride technology and creativity. And I really love that about it. Although you have to understand something about the business side and the formal side and the legal side of doing what you do. I kind of stay back a little bit from that because I don't want it to get in the way of the creative aspect of what I do. As I said, it's something of a roller coaster ride. So what ends up happening is that you'll go through periods where you are very much the flavour of the month. And then periods when, you can't get yourself arrested virtually. Certainly in the early days, there was that point of, well, it would be great to have a record in the charts. And then you get a single in the charts and you think, oh, it'd be great to have an album in the charts. And then you think, oh, it'd be great to have one in the American charts and so on. So I think you have milestones to a certain extent that come along. But then it's also to do with opportunities, taking opportunities as they present themselves. And sometimes they're not the most obvious opportunities, but, it's really a matter of grabbing these things with both hands and not screwing up. A lot of the time it's not necessarily doing something particularly special. It's just not screwing it up. It's making sure that you've acquired the skill base that enables you to take things on, having the courage to sometimes step over the edge without knowing how deep the hole's going to be. And if it does happen to be a fairly deep hole, trying to ensure that you land as softly as you possibly can. It's a very strange industry to be in because on the one hand, planning does help you to quite a great degree. It certainly enables you to sort of negotiate some of the pitfalls that come along. On the other hand, it's a creative industry, so you've also got to be prepared to let it take you where it will. So there are lots and lots of these contradictions that you find, and you have to be flexible enough to really take those on board. I think as a freelancer, you have to sell yourself to a certain extent. You have to be in the swim, so you need to maintain your profile. That's one of the reasons why I got involved with the Music Producers Guild, because it's a good opportunity for meeting with other people that are doing the same as you're doing and being able to discuss what's going on. But it also keeps your profile up. It means that your name is being spoken around. In actual fact, Music Producers Guild have started expanding the reach outside of London. And there are regional meetings that go on. I know up this way there are regional meetings that go on in Nottingham and Leicester and Derby. They're organised by a guy called JP Braddock over at Confetti. So I would say that any students that want to kind of network in a wider sense, go to mpg.org.uk and join up. It is free, or you can get your university, encourage your university to take on there's a block student membership as well.